Carl, there seems to be an undercurrent in Thurrock at the moment with the council that all is not well. Would you agree?
Well, as an outsider, somebody who's not part of the administration of the council anymore, there does seem to be quite a lot of tension. There are some emotive issues going around at the moment. There's a major budget deficit, I understand, and there's also a pretty low morale amongst the staff. So I think all that taken together, there's also the issue of Chadwell St Mary Primary School, which has sort of emerged over the last couple of months, which is a major issue for the council to resolve, and the selling off of the leases at Bennett Lodge and the home in Thurrock Lane in South Ockenden, so at Leatherland Lodge. So yeah, I guess all of those things are creating some sort of tension under what seems to be a brave face being put on by the councillors running the council at the moment.
And the issue on last council meeting of the late audit report or deferred audit report, you know, and Councillor Hipsey asking for a written report from the chief executive. There was almost like an elephant in the room there regarding the relationship to those two individuals.
Well, I mean, I was gobsmacked about that, because, you know, here we have the leader of the council, which is not a backbencher like myself. This is the leader of the council, who is the architect essentially of the council agenda, who has been briefed about the accounts, allows them to go onto the agenda, and then stands up at full council in front of everybody and members of the public and says, I'm not satisfied with these accounts, and I want an explanation from the chief executive. Well, that's an indication to me that he's either not running the council properly, or he's completely out of control, or there is a breakdown in relationship between senior officers and the leader. And you know, you can take your pick. Whichever it is, it makes him look very, very stupid.
So what happened? I mean, there's no doubt, if you agree, within all 49 councillors, and say within the Conservative group, there are many, many able councillors. But would you say that as a team, they're not really gelling?
Well, it's a bit like Tottenham. You know, you get somebody who can motivate people and show some leadership, and they have 2 wins and a draw in the last 3 matches. And you get somebody who hasn't got a clue about getting 11 talented footballers on the pitch and not telling them how to play, or not feeding them properly. Then you know, it's a recipe for disaster, and I think that's what we've got at the moment. There is no leadership. There is no. There obviously is some sort of a breakdown between relationships at the very top of the council. I mean, I'm not privy to any of this. This is what I'm picking up as an outsider, and that is not good for me as a councillor, or me as a council taxpayer. I mean,
but Thurrock doesn't operate or exist in isolation, and I certainly know that Westminster have used the term that they're concerned that Thurrock Council is grinding to a halt. You know, is that of concern?
It's very worrying. I mean, I'm a part of the council, you know, and we've had our difficulties. I mean, the education service is now in special measures with help from the Department for Education and Children, whatever they call themselves, this month. And there are other services that are just not performing as well as they should be. Apparently there's high levels of sickness. We've had a 25% turnover of staff in the last 12 months. All those are indicators of a council that is just not caring for its people and not doing its job properly. And for all the propaganda that we see in the Thurrock Gazette and in press releases that everything's going well, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark.